Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this week I'm going to be talking about pre-workouts and all of the dangerous stuff that people put in pre-workout and then sell to you. So for those of you that follow me on my Instagram or my Snapchat, you'll know that I stopped taking pre-workout a while ago. Now, the reason I stopped taking it was because I really didn't like how it made me feel. I didn't like the itchy ants on my skin feeling, and I didn't like the insane amount of energy that I got, and so I've been replacing it with like green tea or coffee. I basically researched what the ingredients are for pre-workout, and you'd be surprised how much crap they put in pre-workouts. So in this video, I'm going to go over 2 pre-workouts that have been banned and why they were banned. I'm sure a couple of you have heard of them, but I'm going to explain why they were banned and the ingredients that were banned in them and why they were so bad. And then I'm also going to go over some red flags when you buy a pre-workout, so big no-nos. Next week's video, we're going to figure out how to actually choose a pre-workout that's right for you and has good ingredients. I'm going to go over a list of the most common ingredients found in pre-workout and basically with science backing me up, whether or not this is useful or not a useful ingredient, and whether or not you even need it in a pre-workout. Also, as a neuroscience major, I've been taught to not talk out of my ass and make sure I have science and facts to back up everything I'm saying. So for every single thing that I'm going to be saying in this video and next week's video, I'm going to have a link in the About section of the video to the article backing up the statement that I'm making. So you guys know I'm not talking out of my ass, and this is all backed by scientific research. Let's get started. The first ingredient that I'm going to be discussing is an ingredient called DMAA, and that stands for 1,3-dimethylamylamine, or basically DMAA. It was in a pre-workout called Jacked and Oxy Elite Pro. These both used to belong to company USP Labs. And so initially, USP Labs put this DMAA in the pre-workout, and they marketed it, and people just loved it because it gave them a ton of energy. And so later studies shown that this is actually a very, very dangerous stimulant. And so when you take DMAA, it's basically like caffeine. You'll get a surge of energy, but it gives you that energy by activating different mechanisms in your brain. I'm not going to go into it because it's really unnecessary to know all these mechanisms, but let's just put it this way. Caffeine is safe, DMAA is not safe. So this thing was on the market for a couple of years, and then the FDA was like, holy shit, why are they putting this in pre-workout? This is very, very dangerous. So people that consume DMAA, and a lot of people consumed it with caffeine or like other stimulants, it could lead to stroke, it could lead to heart attacks. Basically, you could die from taking this. And so they immediately contact USP Labs and they're like, you guys have to take this off the market. Now, I'm sure you guys know you can still find this on eBay or I don't know, some third-party site or something that will sell this to you. Don't buy it. This thing is dangerous. It's not good for you. You will be able to lift a house, but you might die in the process. Not worth it. So the second ingredient is N-alpha-phenolphthaleamine, or basically, this is going to be the acronym we're going to use. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. We'll just call it N-alpha. So N-alpha is basically found in a pre-workout called Craze. Now, the problem with N-alpha is that it is a methamphetamine analog. What does that mean? If this is meth, this is the analog. It's like a mirror image of meth. And so you could view this as like meth's twin brother that has like a little different nose or something like that. It's basically the same thing. And so when you were consuming Craze, you were basically consuming fruit-flavored meth. Now, what amazes me is that Craze had about 21 to 35 milligrams of N-alpha in each serving. That's a pharmaceutical level dose of meth. Like, I hope you guys comprehend this. So it was just crazy. I'm so glad they pulled this off the market. But again, if you happen to find Craze online, please don't buy it. This is very, very dangerous. I'm sure you guys all know the negative side effects of meth. I think this is applicable to this as well. I also linked the article below so you guys can see just how crazy it is and how unregulated the supplement market is. Like, they took meth and they put it in a pre-workout and nobody said anything for a couple of years until someone was like, holy shit, this is really dangerous. So obviously, before you consume anything, do your research, make sure that what you're buying is not dangerous for you. Okay, so now that we talked about 2 of the banned ingredients that have been found in some pre-workouts, let's go over some red flags when buying a pre-workout. As you know, the supplement industry is not regulated by the FDA. Supplement companies can basically do whatever they want with pre-workout and any other supplements for that matter. They can put whatever they want, they can use fillers, they can use dangerous ingredients. And the reason for this is, like I said, the FDA doesn't approve or disapprove supplements unless it becomes really dangerous, like meth. And the other reason is that science takes a long time to catch up to the current situation. So the supplement company made Craze, they put meth in Craze, and they marketed it, and nobody figured this out until science or research actually caught up with it. And so here are a couple of guidelines after doing my own research about pre-workouts that I put together that you should kind of look out for when you purchase your pre-workout. Okay, so first and foremost, if you see a proprietary blend in your pre-workout, that should be a big red flag. So let's take a look at this label right up here. It has something called a proprietary blend, and this is basically a whole bunch of ingredients that the company puts together under their name. So it's like a market, or it's like an umbrella for that product, and they basically don't want to tell you what's in it. So they'll say it's a proprietary blend, and that way they get around having to disclose the list of exact ingredients in the pre-workout. Now, in my opinion, when a company says they have a proprietary blend, it's just bullshit. They don't want to tell you what's in it because it's probably a whole bunch of fillers, and you're paying a ton of money, or even if it's not a ton of money, you're paying for something that's not doing anything. It could be coloring, it could be flavoring, it could be just any number of fillers that you don't really need in a pre-workout. Another thing, if a company will show you scientific research that's been conducted on animals, don't necessarily believe that that's applicable to humans either. Usually the research will be done on lab rats, and so what affects them does not necessarily affect us in the same way, so be cautious. Make sure to look through the research article, if the company even cites it, to see whether or not this scientific claim is actually backed. The third thing, if a pre-workout contains a lot of ingredients, that's a big red flag. Now, I know this is counterintuitive because a lot of people are like, oh, if it has a lot of ingredients, it's probably more effective. That's actually not true. A long list of ingredients in your pre-workout, or in any supplement for that matter, just means that you're probably getting low dosages of very ineffective ingredients. And so instead of putting 3 of the main ingredients that you need in a pre-workout, they'll put 10 different ingredients, some of them fillers, some of them ineffective, or some of them fourth. If a pre-workout is really heavy on stimulants, i.e. has a ton of stimulants in it, I would be a little bit wary. Again, this is up to you. We do need stimulants, and that is kind of the point of a pre-workout, but be cautious. So as you guys probably know, a lot of pre-workouts have caffeine and synephrine, and these will increase energy and performance, but some pre-workouts rely way too heavily on stimulants. And so the reason for this is very simple. Stimulants are cheap, and they give you a jolt of energy, which is what you're looking for in a pre-workout. Most supplement companies want you to feel like you're getting the biggest bang for your buck with regards to energy, and the way they do this is by loading up on stimulants. So you feel like you're getting a ton of energy, and this is actually a very effective pre-workout. Some people really enjoy that, but like I said at the beginning of this video, I am not a fan of the ants on my skin feeling or my heart racing for dear life. I like to get a jolt of energy, but I don't like it to the point where I feel like I'm gonna die. So it's really up to you if you guys want stimulants. I personally prefer to avoid them because they don't make me feel very well. But if you really enjoy that, I guess then you can go ahead and find the pre-workout that has a ton of stimulants and gives you the amount of energy you're looking for. The next thing is artificial ingredients. I know a lot of pre-workouts and a lot of supplements in general use artificial flavors and artificial coloring because, let's be honest, it's cool to see your water turn blue when you mix a pre-workout in. And you also like your pre-workout to taste sweet or taste like a blueberry without having the calories or the carbs or anything like that. The thing is, if it has a couple of artificial ingredients, that's, more okay in my opinion. But if it's packed with a ton of artificial colors and artificial ingredients, then I would be wary. Now, like I said, I'm not exactly a hypochondriac when it comes to artificial ingredients, but I don't like consuming a ton of them. A lot of artificial colors are made from petroleum, which is gasoline basically. And so you can assume that consuming those is probably not ideal for your health. Secondly, a ton of artificial ingredients is really not good for your stomach. For me, it makes me feel really bloated, particularly artificial sweeteners. And so I think if a company really wants to invest in its product, instead of using like a cheap artificial sweetener, it could use stevia or something that's a little bit more natural. Science has not caught up to everything in the supplement industry, and so just because somebody says that there's no science proving that artificial ingredients have a negative effect on the body, I wouldn't be too sure about that. There's no science yet that proves that. There might be science in a couple years that proves they're very, very dangerous for you. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it helped you a little bit when purchasing a pre-workout and figuring out what you should be looking for or what you should avoid in a pre-workout. This is all backed up by scientific articles. They're all linked below in the About section, so feel free to check them out. My next video, I'm going to be breaking down the pre-workout ingredients, and so you guys will be able to see what ingredients I think you need to be finding in a pre-workout and what ingredients aren't really necessary. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to like it, comment, and obviously subscribe to my channel. And if you have any ideas for videos you want to see in the future, make sure to comment them below. Thanks so much. I will see you guys next week.